You've been living by a philosophy your entire life. You just never learned its name. Somewhere between your first heartbreak and your last deadline, you built a belief system out of scraps. Today, you get the blueprint. Start with Stoicism. Epictetus, born a slave, taught that freedom isn't about circumstance. It's about control. You can't control the traffic, the diagnosis, the layoff. You can control your response to it. Marcus Aurelius ran an empire using this exact idea. What if the obstacle really is the way? Now step into existentialism. Jean-Paul Sartre said existence comes before essence. You aren't born with a purpose stamped on you. You build one, choice by choice, day by day. That's terrifying. It's also the only real freedom you'll ever get. Sit with nihilism for a moment. Nietzsche didn't invent it, but he diagnosed it best. If there's no inherent meaning in the universe, then meaning has to come from somewhere else. From you? Is that emptiness, or is it an open door? Consider utilitarianism next. Jeremy Bentham and John Stuart Mill built an entire ethics around one question. Does this action increase happiness or reduce suffering for the greatest number of people? Simple math. Complicated consequences. Now, absurdism. Albert Camus watched people search for meaning in a universe that offers none. He didn't call that tragic. He called it absurd, and he said the only honest response is to keep living anyway. Picture Sisyphus pushing his boulder and imagine him smiling. Turn to hedonism. Epicurus gets blamed for excess, but he actually preached moderation. Simple pleasures, quiet friendships, freedom from anxiety. Not indulgence, contentment. He wanted less noise, not more. Then there's determinism. Baron de Holbach argued that every event, including every choice you think you're making, is the result of prior causes. Your decision to read this sentence was set in motion long before you were born. Does that scare you, or does it let you off the hook? Rationalism comes next. Descartes trusted reason over the senses. He doubted everything he could, until he hit one thing he couldn't doubt. I think, therefore I am. Certainty, built from nothing but thought. Its rival is empiricism. John Locke said you arrive blank, a clean slate. Everything you know, you learned through experience, through your senses touching the world. There's no built-in software, only input. Now, idealism. George Berkeley made a claim that still unsettles people. To be is to be perceived. Reality, he argued, exists only in minds. No observer, no world. Is the tree in the empty forest really there at all? Its opposite is materialism, sometimes called physicalism. Everything that exists, including your thoughts and your sense of self, reduces to physical matter and process. Neuroscientists studying consciousness today still wrestle with this one directly. Is the mind just the brain talking to itself? Shift to pragmatism. William James, a Harvard psychologist as much as a philosopher, argued that truth isn't fixed. Truth is what works. An idea is true if it holds up when you actually live by it. Not elegant, useful. Now, postmodernism. Jacques Derrida questioned whether any single story could capture the whole truth. He said meaning shifts depending on who's telling it and who's listening. Every narrative hides another narrative underneath it. What story have you been told is simply the truth? Look toward Confucianism next. Confucius built a philosophy around relationships, duty to family, respect for elders, order in society, built from the ground up through personal virtue. Not laws, character. Then Buddhism, as a philosophy of mind. Siddhartha Gautama taught that suffering comes from craving, from clinging to things that were never permanent to begin with. Let go of the grip, and the suffering loosens too. Can you hold your life a little more loosely? Finally, Taoism. Laozi pointed toward the Tao, the natural flow of things, and said, "The wisest move is often the softest one. Water doesn't fight the rock, it moves around it, and over time, it wins anyway." 15 philosophies, thousands of years. One thread runs through every single one of them. Somewhere in this list, you already recognized yourself. You've been living by a philosophy your entire life. Now you finally know its name.